It's time for your daily dose of all things Chicago sports. This is the Daily Score. Now, here's your host, Mark Grote.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Daily Score. I am Mark Grote, and a little more juice flowing through because we are at the Wednesday point of Bears-Packers week. It's our first open locker room. Justin Fields was speaking. Matt Eberflus was talking. DJ Moore was great at the mic. Bunch of guys in the locker room. So why don't we get right to this? It's going to be a Bears report. And like I said, Justin Fields was front and center. Do you remember last year in the Bears-Packers game in December? The Bears did lose the game. However, Justin Fields in that second game against the Packers was 20 of 25 for 254 yards. Did have a couple of picks, but he did have a 55-yard touchdown run as well. Ran for 70 yards in all in that contest as well. And I think it's worth bringing up because a lot of the same players on the Packers, obviously changes occur in the NFL, but worth thinking about that game. And Justin Fields was talking about it as well.
I think the O-line did a good job, protecting that game. We had a lot of explosive plays that game. We did pretty good on third down too. So really just all you need to be successful in a game. Explosive plays, great protection from the O-line, and situational execution. Third down, go zone. That's what we're gonna have to do to win this game. And if you do that every game, then you're gonna pretty much have a good game. So
how does the talent that you guys have in the tight end room and kind of the mix of guys with different abilities allow you to attack offenses this season, specifically maybe in 12 personnel?
Yeah, we can do a lot of different things with our tight end room. Some teams they put nickel out on the field versus 12 personnel, and some teams keep out base. So just personnel matchups. With the guys that we do have in the tight end room, just getting certain matchups that we might want. If a team does leave a certain personnel when we do have that 12 personnel out on the field, that'll give us the matchups we want. So just little stuff like that.
How do you view the challenge this year of defenses will very likely focus and make a priority of trying to keep you in the pocket and make you win that way until you show consistently that you can do it?
So how do I what?
How do you view that? I mean, do you view that as something that you could take advantage of maybe, or?
Yeah, that's fine with me. It is what it is. At the end of the day, like I said, we look at the defense and react to it. So whichever way we got to beat them, that's the way we're going to do it. So, yeah.
Thought something that was interesting was talking about the 12 personnel and the two tight ends. Cole Kmet in the game last year, 6 catches, 72 yards. While we're at it, I'm just looking at some of the deets from that game too. Equinemius St. Brown had a nice game, 3 catches for 85 yards. Remember N'Keal Harry? That was a game where he caught that ball down the field for 49 yards. And it was like the one game where it's like, oh, okay, all right, N'Keal Harry. No, but then it's like nowhere to be found. So, yeah. And then like the difference between the two games against the Packers last year, you had this game that we're talking about right here where Fields throws for 254 yards. Remember the September game where Fields was 7 of 11 for 70 yards? That was where Getsy was like, yo, we got a different way of doing things here. We think we could run against Green Bay, and indeed they did. Still lost the game, but it was actually a sound game plan put in by Luke Getsy. It was the first time where you're like, Getsy does what his players are capable of. He plays to their strengths. That's kind of a neat concept because Matt Nagy failed heavily at that. But I don't think I want to see 7 of 11 for 70 yards in this game at all. Let's get to Matt Eberflus now. You heard Justin Fields being talked about being forced to pass and being they're trying to contain him to stop him from running. And Matt Eberflus knows that will be the case this year.
Yeah, you could potentially see that. We'll just have to adjust to see what they give us. We're not sure. We anticipate that, and sometimes you have to have a plan for. Well, not sometimes. You have to have a plan for both. They're going to play them straight up, or they're going to do what they did last year. So Again, the effectiveness of the run game and the pass game will dictate that. And I think that's going forward, that's going to be something we're going to have to look at.
Do you think, even though that would be keying in on taking away one of his strengths, do you think that would be something Justin could use to his advantage if he truly has grown as a passer like you guys are telling us?
Yeah, I would say that's true because I think when you try to take away something, you open up something else, and I think that's try to load the box to stop the run. You open up the receivers on the outside. You try to defend the pass and play more split safety. You open up the run, so to speak, in terms of the basics of football. But certainly with him, taking away that run game for him is something that people did last year, and that should open up different avenues for us.
Yeah, I mean, teams started to get better at it. As I was discussing on 670 The Score with Danny Parkins yesterday, no matter what teams do, Justin Fields is going to get his. He is explosive. I don't have to explain to you the running, the leg talent that exists with Justin Fields. So he's still going to get his. It's just that teams are going to, as if they didn't last year, really take that part seriously from Justin Fields. Let's move ahead. I had another Eberflus cut, but I want to skip that, just talking about injuries, and I'll get to some of that, the injury stuff in a second. I'll fill in the blanks there because I want to get to DJ Moore. And look, whenever there are captains named, we're always going to ask guys, what does it mean to be named and voted on by your teammates as a captain? I thought that DJ Moore gave an interesting and compelling answer on being named a captain of the Chicago Bears.
I was ecstatic. I never was a captain, so to be named captain, I was jumping up and down in my seat low key. Nobody really noticed, but
What do you think teammates saw in you, obviously, as a new guy coming in here to earn that respect so quickly?
just how I go about the business and go out there and handle myself in front of everybody, and just being a team player when I get back into the locker room. And not a team player. I'm a team player regardless, but like a brother, like somebody that you could joke around with and just get to know.
So you said you were ecstatic. Were you also surprised then?
I was surprised. EQ said he didn't put me down, but I think he did, so I was happy.
So what, you were just the stage and the spotlight here compared to what you experienced in Carolina?
Y'all way bigger than Carolina media, but for real, that might be the only difference. The media is way better, and a lot of spotlight on certain people on this team, and it's great, and then it's good, and then it's great again. As long as we stay on the hot horse, as long as y'all love me, I'ma love y'all.
Yeah, there's no guarantees there, boy. But I think that DJ Moore has been the MVP of the preseason and of training camp and of OTA. Like at every single step in his obviously very young early Bears career, he has checked the boxes and has been exactly who we thought he would be. Now he's got 17 games to show us for real. But yeah, I always think it's interesting too when players from smaller markets like Carolina come to Chicago. I think like the NFL is the NFL. There's a ton of attention on every team, but it's a different animal in Chicago, obviously, because of all of you Bears fans, because it's a passionate, massive, national, international fan base that exists. And we hit the Bears hard. There's no doubt about it. Be a fun matchup. DJ Moore and Jair Alexander. You'd have to expect those two to be going up against each other. Last guy I want you to hear from, though, on the defensive side of the ball, and that is DeMarcus Walker, one of the Bears' starting defensive ends. He'll be opposite of Yannick Ngakoue, and DeMarcus Walker was asked about the Green Bay quarterback, Jordan Love.
Honestly, so if you're looking at Matt LaFleur, right? That's his name. I mean, you got to really study him and how he is as a play caller, his philosophy. You see how, when Jordan Love got in the game, is there anything changed? Or you got to take a look at Jordan Love. What talent does he bring? Is he a more athletic quarterback than Aaron? Is his arm better? I'll leave that for you guys to answer, And then just seeing, what can they do to, keep the system the same but also have the talent flourish.
How much do you guys look at this as an opportunity to for the first time since Aaron Rodgers was there, to kind of make a statement?
Honestly, I mean, it's just another game, brother. It's just us getting ready for the Green Bay Packers because we're gonna play them again. So then the goal is to win. That's the goal. That's the goal. I'm sorry, I got kind of choked up there.
Before you guys signed Yannick Ngakoue, I know you mentioned you kind of heard all the stories and people clamoring for another defensive end. Was there any part of you that was thinking, we're good?
No. I mean, I kind of saw it coming anyways, all the way back in OTAs. So, I mean, when I got the word, I mean, hey, let's get him in here, bring him. He's one of us, and let's get together and let's get to the quarterback.
Yep, and he's gonna. Yannick Ngakoue is gonna help DeMarcus Walker, and Walker is gonna be the guy that has to become the beneficiary of the extra attention one would assume that Yannick Ngakoue will get. Few other notes: the first injury report of the season is out. Eddie Jackson limited in practice on Wednesday due to an ankle injury. Jaquan Brisker has a groin injury that had him as a limited participant in practice. The linebacker Dylan Cole missed practice on Wednesday with a hamstring. Nathan Peterman down as quarterback 2, while Tyson Bagent is the third-string quarterback. Matt Eberflus says that's what we are leaning to for the first game, but we certainly reserve the right to make adjustments if need be. I expect that Nathan Peterman will be QB2 on Sunday, but we'll see how that develops throughout the season. Strong indications from Matt Eberflus that Lucas Patrick will be the center on opening day and that the starting left guard will be Cody Whitehair. And some jersey number changes for you. Javon Dexter goes from number 98 to Travis Gibson's old number 99. Roshan Johnson goes from number 30 to number 23. It's a nice number. Elijah Hicks goes from number 37 to number 22. And that goes in the for whatever it's worth category. And I know people actually do want to know that. I will take that out of the for whatever it's worth category. And finally, Pearl Jam was spectacular. It's a spiritual, emotional, kick-ass experience for me. It always is. And I will just say this, that it was so good that I am seriously thinking of going to the Thursday show as well. I didn't necessarily want to have to be in this predicament because, these are late nights, and I got to get up early for Bears. But it was so good that I might just go again on Thursday. And maybe when we have more time, another episode, we could do another music episode down the road, and I can give you more details on it. But we got a lot going on with the Bears right now. So thank you so much for watching, as always, for our wonderful executive producer, Ray Diaz. I'm Mark Grote, and I'll talk to you guys later.